I'm Gary Brown, and this is your security incident and event management walkthrough. Now remember, this one's in environment 1, Azure Labs environment 1, not environment 0 like we've been through the whole course. This is environment 1. So we see our VMs are different in this lab. We see Security Onion and we see Kali Linux. Let's go ahead and start Security Onion. I already have it started and we're going to connect to it. The first thing you're going to see is a login screen. What is the same? Just so you know, this took about 30 minutes for Security Onion after restart to be fully operational so far. This is all you're going to get from the Security Onion screen. This right here. Now, we go back to our host machine that the hypervisor is on. We double click Firefox and we go to the IP address https://192.168.100.5. That's the IP address of our Security Onion instance. All right, as you can see, I'm now in Security Onion here. This is the main menu. This is what you're going to see. You may or may not get this left pane here, but that comes and goes when you click on the hamburger. We're going to primarily work in Kibana. So we click Kibana. That's our login. Same login. When Kibana loads, it looks like this. We're going to click on the hamburger in the upper left portion of the screen right here. We're going to click that, scroll down to Security Alerts. Click Alerts. This is where we configure alerting in our security incident and event management platform, where we can configure rules that if something happens on an endpoint, it will notify, it'll put an entry in our security incident event management platform, and the security operations center or the cyber incident response team will look into that. On the right hand side, you'll see manage rules. Click that. And what we're going to do is recreate these rules I have here. To create these rules, you're going to click create new rule. We're under define rule. It's going to be a custom KQL query. So we scroll down. What custom query do we want it to do? I've written down a series of rules for you to create right here. This is the custom query that we put in the field, and this will be the name of the query. So that's going to be in your lab book. So for the query, we go and start typing destination, port, colon, 445, space and, space destination dot IP, colon, double quotes, 192.168.100.1. What this query will do is obviously if an SMB connection is attempted on that specific endpoint, and that's important because not all your computers in your environment are going to have a shared drive, and most of your computers aren't domain controllers. There's only a few computers that probably should have SMB access. So the rest of them, you could have an SMB alert. You want to know if somebody's trying to SMB into your environment. It's a common attack vector. Okay, so we input the query. Let's scroll down. Click continue. Here we go. The name of the rule. So you put in your query before the name. Name of the rule is attempted connection to SMB. Oh, and go ahead and put your first initial and last name there. In my case, it's G Brown. This rule will alert when an SMB connection is attempted. And we scroll down, we click continue. I like to run mine every 1 minute, an additional look back time of 5 hours. Continue. Create and enable rule. Now a rule is created. And if you go to the hamburger and we go down to security rules, you're going to see that rule we just created. Actually, here it is right here. We're going to go ahead and create another rule. That's going to be called attempted connection to RPC. So go back to rules, detection rules, create new rule. You go through this wizard. We accept the default custom query. Create your query. As you know, we have these queries here already from our lab workbook. The next one we're going to do is deleted event log as an example. Event code 1102. Colon 1102. And as we know, that's the alert we get when someone deletes your event log. Now we scroll down, click continue. Now we're required to name our rule. So name it, do first initial last name first. Now we go ahead and write deleted event log. Deleted event log. Default severity, let's just make it critical so we see it. Click continue. Run it every 1 minute with additional look back 5 hours. Continue, create and enable rule. So go back to rules, detection SIEM rules. Oh, I actually had a little typo there, but it's okay. This is just the walkthrough. But I can also edit the rule name. We're not going to get into that right now. We're going to do one more rule as an example. Create new rule. This time we're going to do the attempted connection to RPC rule. Destination port 135. Click continue. We got to scroll up there. About rule is G Brown. This rule is to alert us on attempted connections, attempted RPC connections. Severity critical alert on RPC connection attempts. Click continue. Runs every 1 minute. Additional look back time of 5 hours. Create and enable rule. All right, let's go back to our rules. Our detection SIEM rules. And we created 3 SIM rules. One was the attempted connection via SMB. Another was when someone deletes the event log, the security event log. And finally, attempted RPC connections. That's your assignment this week. Create these 3 rules and make a screenshot showing your name and the rule here and showing that it's enabled. That is your lab work for the week. Next week, we're actually going to perform penetration testing and trigger those alerts. Thank you very much.